Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Tonight on the Channel 2 News, the next generation enters the workforce as PSS holds a job fair for students. Also tonight, NM Posse advocates for citizens with disabilities. And NTIA is working to make sure the NMI has access to higher quality internet. In sports, the 2023 Wine and Liquor Intergovernment Business League Basketball Tournament. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
What's the move? Kinda wild out. Catch a groove. She said, where you going? What's the move? Kinda wild out. Catch a groove. What's the move?
Get your goods here with care and attention with Micronesia Air Cargo Services. MAX is all about connections. Daily flights to and from Guam, 4 times a week to Rota, and bi-weekly flights to Tinian. We are connecting the Marianas. Perishable goods, Home Depot furniture and appliances, even live animals, operating since 2013. Check out our Thursday special to Rota from Guam and Saipan. Call Max at 670-288-6227. If it fits, we'll take it.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich. You'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Our mission statement that we operate with is to protect the civil, legal, and human rights of individuals with disabilities.
For nearly 3 decades, Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Incorporated, or NM Posse, has been providing advocacy services to people in the NMI with disabilities and their families. NM Posse Executive Director Greg Borja spoke at the Rotary Club meeting of Saipan held yesterday.
Well, we just gave a brief history of the beginning of the disability rights movement and how it created specific laws and programs that help ensure that people with disabilities are treated fairly within our community, especially in areas like education, employment, access to the government, and access to private business.
Borja started working with NM Posse over 20 years ago. In 2019, he moved into a management role before taking the helm as executive director last year.
I have a child of my own that was born with a disability. I also have family members that have different disabilities as well, ranging from schizophrenia to diabetes, depression, and vision impairments like that. And so I just have a love of helping people generally is how I got involved, and I like talking about issues that surround people with disabilities and in general, and so just providing that awareness is how I got kind of, I guess for lack of a better term, recruited to join NM Posse. But from there I learned advocacy skills, like how to directly represent someone, how to negotiate on their behalf when it comes to seeking reasonable accommodations for employment. And so through that skill development, I just started enjoying my job more and more. And I was it's called a project specialist for a number of years. And so in 2019, I moved into the management role. And then last year, I got into the role of executive director.
NM Posse is celebrating their 30th anniversary on September 30th. In celebration, they're holding a trivia night on the theme of people with disabilities.
So the way we're celebrating is we wanted to create an outreach opportunity for us just to provide information to our community, and we want to do it in a fun way. So we're doing it through a trivia night. So a majority of the questions through the trivia categories will relate to people with disabilities. There's one category that's completely about disability laws, and there's a number of laws out there locally and federally. And so it was just a creative way to get the information out to the community in a fun manner.
Is that open to the public to attend?
Yes, it is. We do have tickets that are available at our office. So they're $50. It doesn't include a buffet dinner. We actually use the idea, it's a project that we support the Autism Society with. They have an annual quiz night, and so we just took our expertise in running the program and brought it to more cater towards our anniversary as well.
NM Posse held a sports festival back in July that was inclusive to people who have disabilities. Greg explains more.
In 2018, we came up with basically the public school system and the disability network partners, different agencies that work with people with disabilities in the community. We wanted to create opportunities for all people with disabilities from all the islands in order to participate and be included in different recreational sports. Not so much competitive, but just give them an opportunity to get together, play some games. We give out medals and t-shirts, for all the participants, that come in. It's a great time for kids and adults together to socialize with each other and even to interact with people maybe from different schools. One of the key takeaways I had from this year is there was a student at one of the high schools who, after meeting some of the adults that have a similar disability to his, he was kind of like held back and embarrassed to have a disability, but once he spoke to some of these adults and see the way that they live, it opened up his eyes that there's no problem with having a disability and he can participate in any events just like anyone else.
In 2016, NM Posse worked with local schools to put together a comic book filled with the stories and artwork of students.
Okay, so we did that in 2016. I'm a comic book fan, and I was working with the art teacher at Marianas High School, and he had an art club. And so I pitched the idea to the students. It's a program that originated in New York where they get students to build their own comic books, and then you can send it through a publishing company. But we were able to write a grant proposal to the Humanities Council that would help publish this book. So I met with a number of students, and 4 of them came up with stories, and they did the artwork for the project, and then we were able to put them together, and through our humanities scholar, we included information about bullying and how to prevent bullying throughout the comic book.
Borja shares some of what NM Posse will be doing in the future.
We do have some awareness months coming up, so we'll be partnering with the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation in terms of providing employer and employee education for National Disability Employment Awareness Month. That'll be in October. November is typically we provide information about assistive technology, devices or services that help people maintain or improve their abilities. And then not until March is when we're trying to do the Disability Sports Fest again as part of the Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. And that's kind of what we've got so far.
Cooperative Education Program students donned their dress clothes and resumes and lined up around the Crown Plaza for a job fair held by PSS.
Right now we're having our fall 2023 co-op job fair, strictly for students that are enrolled in co-op for this current semester, and we do it every semester as well.
The Cooperative Education Program is an elective course that is offered at all of the public high schools in the NMI. The goal of the course is to prepare the students to enter the workforce.
So it's actually a 2-part program, and the first part is the cooperative education part that occurs in the classroom, and that's where a lot of our students learn about, soft skills and the workforce, different issues surrounding the workforce and how to prepare. And then we arrive here at a co-op training, which is our on-the-job training part of our program, where our students apply to jobs, they work at these jobs for a duration of 1 semester and gain real-life work experience,
Over 40 employers, including hotels, law firms, DPS, and more, were present, in addition to over 100 students. Channel 2 caught up with some of the folks who came out to seize the opportunity. Here's what they had to say.
Well, when we're hiring somebody, specifically is enthusiasm to want to contribute, to want to work in the tourism industry and be a part of it.
What are some of the jobs that you're looking at today? So currently so far, I've only been able to be interviewed at Jojin Kizu and Karadot Social Services. But I'm mostly looking forward at the library because that is somewhere where I've always wanted to be in terms of social work.
Awesome. So, what are some of like the harder things about interviewing?
I think the hardest thing about interviewing is just you don't know what they're going to ask you or throw at you.
I asked them just to give me a general introduction about themselves, to see what their answer is, what they want to highlight, what they like at school, what they don't like at school. I asked them to tell me about some of the challenges they face and what they've done to overcome them, to really get a sense of their problem-solving skills and what they can do to really contribute and work through issues.
Awesome. What kind of jobs are you currently hiring for?
So we're looking for interns at LRC. We need people to help us codify the law and get it published for the general public.
Awesome. So what are some of the like red flags that might make you turn down a potential candidate?
So sloppy resumes, if there are errors, if they don't really have any questions for me, that means they're really maybe not that interested or not really thinking seriously about the position. Or if they haven't really thought about answers to basic questions and they kind of get stumped with like, tell me about yourself. Those would be red flags for me.
What are some of the things that might set a candidate aside from others, something like that makes them look better?
So when I look at the resume, what they've done, if they've made efforts to really do different types of activities, their questions to me, whether they're insightful, whether they really get at kind of what we do and what we can do to help them grow and mature, that'd be something that I think really sets a candidate apart.
I'm definitely nervous. I'm shaking a little bit, but wow, I'm having a lot of fun here. I think this is a great opportunity for students who are looking for a job. I think it's very important to gain the experience, especially me as a senior. I'm graduating soon. I'm wanting to explore what I enjoy, what I don't, and I think this is an amazing way to do that.
What kind of things do you do to prepare for something like this? Because it is very like spontaneous in a way.
I would say I don't want to say prepare anything. I think it comes very natural for me at least to talk to people. I enjoy interacting with others. I would say for sure just to be confident in yourself as I'm, sharing my resume with others and just asking a lot of questions I think is very important as well.
Towards the end of the job fair, we spoke with the Senior Director for the Office of Student and Support Services, Yvonne Pagolinen. Here's what she had to say.
It's an opportunity for them to really explore job opportunities, explore their interests really for life, and also on the more practical side, on the fiscal, economic side, building up the workforce is something that Brandon, I know, is really passionate about. And so giving kids and companies that opportunity to work together to build up our local workforce, to give them an idea of maybe something that they might be interested for their future careers, and then to also make some money. So they do get stipends, they get paid for being in co-op, and our companies, and our students, our schools, everybody benefits.
For KSPN2 News, this is Trey Youngdahl reporting.
Save big on mobile and home internet with Link. Get a mobile plan with 40 gigabytes of LTE data and 30 Mbps down on home internet for as low as $95 a month. Better yet, bundle your services with any iPhone 14 series and receive a $50 credit, a SuperPod AX, and basic installation completely free. We'll also cover your first 2 months of home internet service for savings of over $500. Offer valid for a limited time, so Link, bundle, and save today. Docomo Pacific, better together.
Half a day, Sinamai. Did you know that car crashes are the leading cause of death for children ages 1 to 13? In order to keep your children safe during a car crash, make sure you select the right type of car seat for their age and size. A rear-facing car seat should be used from birth to 12 months or up to 3 years old. Forward-facing car seats are for children from 1 to 3 or up to 7 years old. Booster seats are for children from 4 to 7 or up to 12 years old. Seat belts are for children 8 to 12 years old or older. For a seat belt to fit properly, the lap belt must lie snugly across the upper thighs, not the stomach. The shoulder belt should lie snugly across the shoulder and chest and not across the neck or face. Do not move your child to the next car seat level until he or she reaches the top height and weight limit allowed by your car seat's manufacturer. Remember, your children are the most precious cargo when driving. Keep us safe and buckle us in. We depend on you. Thank you.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They are an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle.
Celebrating their 25-year anniversary, the Mariana Islands Nature Alliance, otherwise known as MENA, will be holding its 10th annual Green Gala.
Yeah, so it's open to the public. Tickets are being sold at $100 each. It's our annual fundraiser, so it's the 10th year this year, and we are going to be celebrating MENA's 25 years of existence. But it's the 10th year signature event for MENA. It's once a year. It's going to be at the Crown Plaza, and it's a night of fun, entertainment, and raffle prizes, maybe a silent auction. You know, it's a good way to come out and help support the nonprofit to fund our existing programs and projects that we have going on.
MENA is a community-based nonprofit environmental organization. Cruz explains what the group has been working on.
So some of the projects that we're doing is Tossiwatch Community Ranger Program. These guys are the eyes and the ears of the sea. So they are a group of volunteers who have different skill sets and who partner up with other agencies within the community, and they either partner with forestry, they partner up with different schools, they partner up with some of the marine monitoring that goes on with the environmental agencies, and so it helps to build the capacity of these rangers who are kind of trying to find out what they want their career to be, right? I think that's one of our biggest and most proudest programs that we have. Almost weekly, we have volunteer events for the Community Plastic Recycles Project. With other events like beach cleanups, tree planting events, MENA's always out there doing those stuff. And so if any group or people want to get involved, they can give us a call, send us an email, and we can collaborate there.
In addition to this, she explains the Community Recycles Plastics pilot program.
And it's basically where we take different types of plastics and we shred it and melt it and make it into a new product. So out of the recycled plastics that we've been able to collect in the community, we've made Laddystone pendants, fishing floaties, some bowls, bag clips, rulers, a whole bunch of different things. And it's still in the pilot phase, so it's not fully advertised yet, but in a few places you'll be able to see the bins and drop off your plastics.
The gala will be held at the Hibiscus Hall at Crown Plaza on October 6th.
It's funding our projects and programs, but also it's a nice way to enjoy yourself and know where your money's going, right? And not just feel like I'm giving the money and not knowing, not doing anything about it. But I can go buy the ticket, which goes to the donations also, and then enjoy, have a nice time dancing, enjoy a nice meal, and it's going to be at the Crown Resort, so they're newly renovated, the place is beautiful, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
In our last episode of Mountains 12, the Saipan team were in the middle of a Utah adventure on a ride to support a friend battling cancer.
Baby, why you gonna treat me this way? You know I'm still your lover, boy. I still feel the same way. That's when she told me a little story about free milking a cow and said, no huggy, no kissy until I get a wedding vow. My honey, my baby, don't put my love up on no shelf. She said, don't hand me no dimes.
Mornings are busy, and even Henry Ford would be proud of this division of labor. Maintenance is here on the left. Coffee to get you going. Joe with the water supply. How do you like your eggs, poached or bruised? Peter helping with food delivery.
Chris, how are you?
Yosh on the grill.
Canadian bacon, American sausage.
Mexican cook makes it truly international. And finally, the dining room and outhouse. Maintenance is a big part of a successful trip, and Nate Hawley knows a bike inside and out.
It's all about brains these days. What do you boys need, a refresher course?
Some call AAA, we call Triple Cam, who brings spare parts to the rescue at the top of the mountain and at all hours. And we all take turns manning a support vehicle, which keeps our extra gear and also gives Stefan an extra gear for some of the harder sections.
You see this on the Tour de France all the time, right? The guy comes to get bottles and he holds onto the car for about 5 minutes.
So it must be good then.
Sometimes help comes the old-fashioned way, Bruce Power.
Hey, I'm ahead of Russ, that's all it counts.
Water is an issue. The days are long and it's hard to carry enough water without having places to replenish it. We're at the end of summer and many of the streams are bone dry. Joe Author is from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, so we put him in charge of finding water.
There's supposed to be springs around here, but I think perhaps because of the drought, we just haven't had opportunities to refill our water supplies like we had hoped.
Yosh, Bruce, and I find pay dirt just outside of Bryce Canyon, and it's not just water, it's a waterfall. Sadly, 9 of our brothers are climbing far away, and we can't share immediately in the abundance. It was nice, though, fellas. Really, really nice. Highly recommended. Next on Mountains 12, the Hoodoos are coming, and Paul Simon is on everybody's mind. Hoodoo? Who do you think you're fooling?
Who you think you're fooling when I was just a boy?
We're going to fully take advantage of the opportunities to meet the challenges that we face.
Monday morning, Governor Arnold Palacios and Lieutenant Governor David Apatang signed a proclamation designating October 2nd to the 6th as Digital Inclusion Week. This comes after the National Telecommunications and Information Administration awarded over $80 million to the CNMI in support of providing quality internet service. The CNMI is also able to use the funding from the Broadband Equity, Access, and Deployment, or BEAD program, which totals in over $42 billion. Courtney Dozier, Deputy Director for the BEAD program under the NTIA, shares more.
We're here on the island this week talking to your leadership, the governor's office, about achieving internet for all for everyone here on the island. So there's a large federal program whose job is to connect everyone to high-speed, affordable internet access over the next couple of years. So we're excited to think about what that means here in CNMI and Saipan, as well as the other islands, and figure out all the different opportunities for your leadership to work together to really leverage that money.
As it stands, high-speed, high-quality internet isn't available in Saipan. This program is working to make it available to those who do want it.
So right now, everyone on CNMI is considered unserved. So making sure that this money, first and foremost, will go to making sure that every every location on the island has access to high-speed, affordable internet if they want to get it. So right now, there are places where even if you wanted to subscribe to the service, you couldn't physically get it. So we'll be working with leadership to deploy fiber, to deploy wireless networks to make sure that everyone has access if they want it. And then we'll be further investing to figure out what that access means, right? Making sure it's affordable and making sure folks know what to do with it once they have it, and figuring out how to leverage all the different services that are becoming more and more online on the island.
Dozier shared her thoughts on the signing of the proclamation.
The Governor and Lieutenant Governor this week signed a proclamation declaring the beginning of October Digital Equity Week. And really, again, we're focused on, as a program, working with the leadership here in CNMI. It's about building the network. Yes, that's a core component of it, but we really want to make sure that folks are able to leverage that network. So how are we using it to better our workforce? How are we using it to engage with our higher ed institutions and our K through 12 institutions? So really making sure that we are leading with equity as we build the network, and thinking about what it can do for folks once they have access to high-speed, affordable internet.
For KSPN2 News, this is Trey Youngdahl reporting.
premium office space is available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park on Capitol Hill. Features include dedicated parking, fast internet, backup power, good water, and natural light throughout to go along with the very best views on Saipan. So don't settle for space when you can get peace and peace of mind. Call Hermosa Vista today at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Goats Gym, and today we're going to go over the kettlebell deadlift. Fantastic exercise to build overall strength, particularly in the legs and hips. Remember, we want to make sure that our setup is in good position. If you set up in a bad position, it's not going to look good and it's certainly not going to feel good. So a common error setup is obviously a rounded upper back. 2 simple ways of correcting that. All I'm gonna have Vince do here is extend his arms up here, and all he's gonna do is think about reaching long and pushing his hips back. Reach long and push your hips back. So as you can see, he's already in good position. Now all he's gonna do is grab that kettlebell. He's got tension in his legs and in his back. All he's gonna do is just stand up tall, finish with his glutes.
Buenas sports fans.
The 2023 R&J Wine and Liquor Intergovernment Business League tournament kicked off Monday and continued yesterday with games between PSS and Docomo and CUC in Priority Care.
And we haven't had a business league in like a long time, since the court was still the older court. So to have this happen, James and I and the whole federation, we worked really hard to ensure that this is going to happen this year. And a lot of our table officials, they're all of our younger players, so we're trying to grow them not only as a player but also as officials.
There are 10 teams competing from both government and private businesses.
This is going to end sometime first week of October for the season, and then we go into championship. We give them a week off, and then we'll go into championship. I'm excited to see everybody play. So far, we only seen half of the players, half of the teams play, so I'm excited to see what everybody has to bring to the table, and let's make this a really cool and awesome tournament.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Taking a look at the weather, tonight will be partly cloudy with isolated showers and thunderstorms. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, lows around 79 this evening with a 20% chance of showers. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy with isolated showers and thunderstorms. Light and variable winds with highs near 87 and a 20% chance of showers. Tomorrow night will be partly cloudy with isolated showers, light and variable winds becoming northeast around 10 miles per hour after midnight. Lows around 79 with a 20% chance of showers.